Shamans are pretty much useless without our overspirits to guide us. Well, not completely useless, but we are much more powerful when we have our overspirits by our sides. The catch is that Lala is anchored to my pet rabbit Jade, which means I have to haul around a rabbit everywhere if I want my overspirit's guidance. That made for one very hectic afternoon at Chinese school, in which the principal lost her head over me bringing a rat to class. Long story. With Lala's aid, I'm able to use magic to protect the human world from spirits. Or so it's supposed to go. By accessing my grandmother's magic, a process called combining, I managed to vanquish the rogue spirit of Hou-Yi back during the Mid-Autumn Festival. Supposedly with more training, I'll develop my powers to the level of being able to do this regularly. But so far, having my grandmother as my overspirit really means that I get lectured 24/7. I glanced down at the recipe and groaned when I realized my grandmother was right. Well, at least it's an easy fix. I scooped out another cup of flour and added it to the mixing bowl.
You need more attention to detail, Winnie,
my grandmother scolded.
What if a rogue spirit were right under your nose and you didn't even notice?
You can't compare baking cookies to capturing spirits, I protested. Lala harumphed, turning her nose up into the air.
I hope you work on your attitude, too, before we go to meet the Spirit Council tomorrow morning.
The Spirit Council is the governing body of the Shaman Task Force. I'd never met the Spirit Council members before, but I'd heard all about them. After I successfully captured the spirit of Hou-Yi and saved Groton, they'd summoned me to officially appoint me as a member of the Shaman Task Force. Though I'd never met the mysterious Spirit Council, my grandmother had told me enough about them that I knew they were a big deal, and that it was a big deal to meet them. They seem to oversee the operations of shamans in the human world, specifically the members of the Shaman Task Force who keep evil spirits out of Earth.
Did you hear me, Winnie? You'll have to be on your best behavior to make a good impression on the Spirit Council.
I got it, Lala, I sighed. I was trying to relax by baking these cookies, and she was totally killing the mood.
Humph! You're not taking this seriously enough. Why, when I met the council for the first time, I bought a new dress and...
My grandmother kept rambling, but I tuned her out and finished baking the cookies. It was easy enough to pretend I was listening by throwing in a, "You're right," or an "Absolutely," here and there. When the cookies were finished, I let them cool for a bit before biting into one.
How is it?
Lala asked, looking at the cookies somewhat wistfully. Now that she was a spirit, she couldn't taste non-magical human food. She'd been a renowned chef when she was alive, so I knew it had to be torturous watching me eat food all the time. I smiled. Absolutely delicious. The next morning, a little before 10, I dressed in my nicest pink sundress, black cardigan, and black flats.
You look nice,
Lala said approvingly from behind me as I stared at myself in the mirror. I look like I'm going to a piano recital, I grumbled. When I walked downstairs into the kitchen, my sister, Lisa, was sitting there eating her usual breakfast, a bowl of sugary cereal. She glanced up and did a double take.
Whoa, what's the occasion?
She was dressed in her typical gym attire, which meant Lululemon from head to foot. There's no occasion, I said, as I grabbed a granola bar from the pantry. I don't look any different from usual.
Yes, you do. Usually you look like something the cat dragged in.
Thanks. Well, if you have to know, today I have a very important meeting with the all-important Spirit Council to discuss how I'm going to use my superpowers to save the world from a bunch of evil spirits.